Walking along this abandoned rail line in the woods near my house. Just around the curve is the path that you get on off the rail line that falls along West Virginia Street in the kill site. Of course, this stretch on. From when I start the video on, you go into the woods a little bit. Not deep in the woods. It's one reason I'm doing this video now. You can actually see so much of downtown Mount Hope through the trees now. Of course, those few houses there you can see year round. But once you get up around the curfew, most of this you can't see during the spring and summer months. I'm filming this video on November 8th. Don't know what day I'll get uploaded, but I'm filming it on November 8th. Lots of small trees and bushes still leafy. Yeah, those will lose all their leaves too with time. They've been protected from the cold and frost. Within the past week, most of these big trees just got lost their leaves within the past week. So now when it starts getting below freezing and frosting again, all the little ones will lose their leaves. Ironically, these little ones are usually the first to gain the leaves in the spring and the last they lose in the fall. Where they're small and close to the ground, when it warms up in spring, they'll get fully leafed. By the time they get fully leafed, most of the big or tall trees are just budding out and starting to leaf. And in the fall, when we get the first couple freezes, and the first couple hard freezes, the leaves in the big trees protect the little trees from the frost. Of course, as I get leafed, the little ones lose their leaves too. Except that one, that was a hollyberry tree. Not a very big hollyberry tree, but it's still a hollyberry tree. Let's see, the hollyberry trees and the rhododendron and mountain laurel will never lose the leaves. They stay green year round, along with the pine trees. After we get a couple more hard freezes and some snow, I could probably do another video here and point out the ones that keep the leaves year round, except for hollyberry. There's another hollyberry. I think there's a few more. Of course, I've been Captain Obvious. Everybody knows the evergreens and pine trees keep their leaves. The ground is very colorful right now because where most of the trees have lost their leaves, they still got a lot of the color. Well, actually, this a few days ago was all golden yellow and it's turned brown the past few days. You still see a lot of yellow in there though. So they're just now starting to lose the color. So a few more days, all the leaves on the ground will be brown. Yeah, a lot of these are still pretty yellow too. I actually missed the winters when we got the decent amount of snow. Old Junction Switch. This is part of the abandoned rail yard, Alice Silver's yard. You know, I wonder if this will see a train again someday. Because the new mining projects going on, R.J. Corman's expanded the one yard up the road here going towards Pax. I wonder if they'll walk in this yard. The fact that why's still here and the track is still there up the kill site anyways, the track is still intact. I'm gonna bring that up. I have some friends that work with the railroad and bring it up in conversation and mention that. Of course, they have not leased this part from CSX because they have not leased this. And the track is considered out, actually it's not declared abandoned. This line even though hasn't seen a train since the late 90s. It's actually declared out of service. But only the yard part from up the road here goes to kill site in Oswald, Tamoid, all that has been declared abandoned. The only stretch of this 10-mile stretch of track that's, well, it might be more than 10 miles, that's no longer used. That's declared out of service is the actual rail yard itself up to just before the rail crossing where it crosses Route 16. Everything, the rest of it is considered abandoned. This stretch is considered out of service. Well, it was the last time I looked anyways. And that's back in April, last time I actually took the time to look at all this on the maps. Anyways, I come down here all the time. I come down here ever since I get. I just all the smoke is cleared. This morning, the smoke going towards Beckley was so bad. There's wildfires everywhere. The smoke is crazy bad. Up there's the Mill Creek Spur. Of course, I'm going to turn around here in a minute because I'm not going to get the spur today. Now, if people want to see more Mill Creek Spur, well, most likely I will. I saw people want to. I would say if you want to, I can get there and follow that. But my plans are before winter kicks in to follow it anyways. Okay, I stopped recording for a minute or two just so there's not a gap of me walking like a long stretch on the same stretch of track. There's some rhododendron. The difference between rhododendron and mountain laurel has smaller leaves. Rhododendron has bigger leaves, but otherwise they look about the same. Huh? No, that's not mountain laurel. I thought it was for a second there, but the leaves are different. Whatever it is, I think it's one of those ones that stays green year round. Oh, by the way, there used to be a Veldzux in here. I'd like to point that out. At one time, the two lines split up. Now this line dead ends up here. I'm going to point out something interesting though. If I can get here easy. It's right here. Now, pay close attention how these rocks look like now. Nice, clear and bare, just plain rock. The reason I'm pointing this out, for those of you who followed my videos to the end, is if we get some nice cold winter weather, the ice can build so thick on the rocks through here. This whole north-facing rocks, it's amazing how thick the ice gets. That's the reason I want to point out what it looks like now, just in case we do get some cold weather. But I'm beginning to have my doubts because it's mid-November. Well, early November, I mean. It ain't quite mid-November for a few more days. And it's still warm. Even if I start getting high 30s and low 40s at night here soon, it's supposed to actually be cold, warm during the day, as I say. It's going to start getting cold at night, but there's still no snow in the forecast. Even this late in the year. I miss those winters, I really do. When you'd have snow. By late October, you'd actually have snow on the ground, which is so cool because a lot of the trees will still have the leaves on them. And the ground becomes of snow, the trees become snow. It's a beautiful sight when you got snow on the ground while the trees still have leaves on them. I miss those days. Because there's always small snows, never big snows. Because a big snow with trees still leaves would not be good. I remember one year that happened. But that's Dumbloop Creek. I think that's 2013. We had over 2 feet of snow from Hurricane Sandy. And most of the trees, the leaves had just started turning. So, well, as Paul Harvey would say, you know the rest of the story. Heavy, wet snow on top of 40 leaf trees. That didn't end so well. There's no normal years for people that farm a that's not from this area. By Thanksgiving, there wouldn't be leaves left on the trees, but usually by late October, just before Halloween, you might get a little bit of snow. It's never deep. It might be an inch at the most, if that. Usually, it wouldn't know more than half inch, sometimes more, but there'll be usually like multiple little snows. And then after Thanksgiving, like between, that's when it started snowing all the time. So by mid-November through the beginning of March, there was always snow on the ground. Sometimes even the end of March, depending on the year. Now we're lucky to see snow on the ground before January. And by the beginning of March, people's grass is neat and cut. I don't enjoy the cold like I used to when I was younger, because in recent years I've got to I can't handle the cold like I used to. But still, I do miss the snow of winter. All the years we got the big snows. That's something I really would love to see come back. Although I'm not complaining about the later in the season. But here's the Minson. Great view of the train when it's, well, when the train comes. Right now, you got the Japanese not reading this green viney stuff, which they'll probably doubt too. A lot of these vines, if you get a heavy wet snow, good 3-4 inches deep at least, it would flatten all this out. And then I could stand right here and have the perfect view of the train. In fact, I could probably stand right here and have a perfect view of the train. All we need is the snowstorm that flatten that out. And over there is where the rail diamond used to be. Right here, there's a rail diamond at one time. Thought that was interesting to point out. I'd like to point out at one time there was actually a bridge across the rail line here. That's where the White Oak Railway and the Glendzine Railway crossed each other. And around the curve of the rail diamond, what used to be, that I pointed out a minute ago in the video, they used to cross each other too and connect, because both rail companies said the rail yard, and the rail yards are interstates between Glendzine Canal and White Oak Railway, which both became part of Chesapeake, Ohio. And apparently, I think 1912 was when Chesapeake, Ohio took over the White Oak Railway. And I guess the late 30s, early 40s, I'm not sure exactly what year they took over the Glendzine Canal line. Probably sometime in the early 1940s. As know, after World War II, train traffic decreased enough I didn't need to run trains on both sides of the Dunlop Creek anymore. About 1952, the rail lines abandoned. So 1952 was the last year that the rail diamond was in service. It was I think it might have stayed there a few years after 1952, even though only the side of it that goes, the track that goes the way I'm walking was the one that's still used. The other one, yeah, the other one I think by that point had been abandoned. So I don't know what year they removed the rail diamond. I know most of that rail line was moved in the early 1950s. 1952 is the year that the rail line between Mount Hope and Glendzine was moved. If you're new to my channel, or you haven't seen it yet, I do have videos of the White Oak Railway where I followed the White Way Walkway. As I done this time last year, we had to use it warm. I followed the White Way, the White Oak Railway, all the way through from here through Glendzine up to Scarborough, Whipple. I even done a few, well actually Scarborough and Whipple I think I've done in the spring of this year. But still, I've done a lot of videos. Even got Killsite and Price Hill area I've done. Well, actually I haven't done. Yeah, I don't think I've done that one stretch through Price Hill. I don't think I've done a video of that. I think I missed that part. That's literally up the road here. Oh well.